Today we are working on Excel Lesson 5, the 9th lesson in Lesson 5, printing titles and range of cells. So this is the document you should have opened up. Step 1 says click the File tab and then click Print. Click the Next Page and Previous Page buttons to view each of the pages. So I'm just going to view a few of those. While looking at each of the pages, you will notice that some of the pages are just rows and columns of numbers. As a result, you're unable to relate these numbers to dates and locations. You see there's nothing over here on the side that's showing you any kind of information that's useful. Click the Back button, and then on the Page Layout tab, click on the Page Layout tab, and the Page Setup group, click Print Titles. Excel displays the Page Setup dialog box. Alternatively, you can also display the Page Setup dialog box on the Page Layout tab in the Page Setup group and clicking the Page Dialog Box Launcher, which would have been right there. This dialog box has four tabs. The title options are in the Sheet tab. So you see Page, Margins, Header, and Sheet, and there's where the title options are. You can now select column or row headers on the range of cells you want to print by selecting these cells directly from the worksheet. If you have a small screen, you can shrink the Page Setup dialog box temporarily so you can access a greater section of the workbook. So if you need to shrink that, you could, but mine's fine. So mark this as answered. Click the Collapse button for rows to repeat at the top. So right here, rows to repeat at the top, the Collapse button is right here. So click that. Note, you must access the Page Setup dialog box from a ribbon to be able to make these changes. If you would click Page Setup in the print screen, the print area and the print title selection box will be grayed out. You can't change them. Excel enables you to select any number of rows to display at the top of every page, provided they are all rows together. Click the Expand button on the Page Setup rows to repeat at the top. So this is the Expand button, and it takes it back to how it was. Hint, you can also press Enter to expand this. So instead of shrinking the Page Setup dialog box, you can simply move it aside before selecting the rows and columns. In the Page Setup dialog box, click in the Columns to repeat at the left. So click right here, Columns to repeat at the left. If necessary, move the Page Setup dialog box so it's not blocking your view of column A in the worksheet. So if yours were over here, you just want to move this over here so you can see column A. Click the column A header and then press Enter. That closes that dialog box. Go to the next. Scroll down and across the worksheet in the Page Layout mode. To view each of these pages, the worksheet has one row and one column. Let's change this view. Okay, it is in Page Layout mode. With this change, it makes it easier to relate to every cell value and the date and ski resort. Alright. Go to the next one. Suppose you only want to print the data for October 24th to November 9th for a small group of ski resorts. You can do this by designating a range of cells as a print area. So select the cell range F25, scroll down, F25 to I41. I41. Click the File tab and then click Print. Click the Print Active Sheets under Settings. So that's right here. And then click Print Selection. There's only going to be one page to print in this case, and only the cell range will be printed. So those cells that we highlighted before is what you see here. So it's easier and hiding all the other rows to exclude the rest of the worksheet. So that will be how you would print that. If you want to switch back to printing the entire worksheet, you can temporarily disable the print area setting. So click Print Selection under Settings, and then click Print Active Sheets. Print Preview now shows 16 pages for the worksheet. See that down here, there's 16 pages. Re-enable the print area for printing. The print area setting can be easily removed if it's no longer needed. Click Back, and on the Page Layout tab, in the Page Setup group, click Print Area, and then Clear Print Area, and that undoes what we did before. Submit that. Should see 7 green checks, and this completes printing titles and range of cells.